Hey everyone, it's Morgan from Night Sky Real Estate, and today we are going to go over what to expect with your inspection. So you're under contract. We have hired an inspector to come in and do an inspection on your home. Your base inspection is a generalized inspection. It is a visual inspection. They are not going to cut into your walls to check for mold. They are not going to damage the property in any way. A couple things with this is the water and power have to be on at the home. So I work with the listing agent to make sure that those things are on. That way, when the inspector goes in, everything goes smoothly. So what the inspection is going to do is they are going to go from top to bottom or bottom to top, however that particular inspector does his, and they are going to look at every inch of the house. They're going to look at your HVAC system. They're going to crawl in your crawl space and look at the floor joists and do a visual inspection of the foundation. They're going to go and try outlets. Usually they do not try all the outlets. They don't usually test every single outlet in the house. They test a certain percentage. Just a heads up, I've had people ask me about that. So that is something that is good to know, that most do not test every outlet in the house. Once they're done, they're going to write a inspection report. This is going to be the most terrifying thing you ever read in your entire life. Okay. I'm not going to be concerned unless I see something concerning. You're going to see a lot of things where if there's something wrong with the outlet, they're going to tell you to talk to a qualified electrician. If there's something wrong with the plumbing, they're going to tell you to talk to a licensed plumber. If there's something in the foundation, they're going to tell you to get a foundation engineer specialist out. Things like this is what they're gonna point out. Now, the thing about getting an inspection that we do need to keep in mind is what year we are in versus what year your home was built. If your home is an older built house, the standards were not what they are today. So there's going to be a lot of things in older homes that are going to red flag, like your outlets in your kitchen most likely will red flag on any older home unless they have been changed into, I believe it's the GFI outlets. So things like that, and they're going to red flag. They're going to come up as red, and that's just going to be some of the things that we have to go through. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go over the inspection report with the inspector on the phone, and then you are going to go over the inspection report with the inspector, and then we're going to get together and be like, hey, what do we need to get fixed? What is important? Now, if there's something structurally wrong, like the foundation, a major plumbing issue, if it has septic, we can have other inspectors come in. Another thing about your inspection is you need to decide what you want. Do you want a lead inspection? Do you want a radon inspection? Do you want your septic inspected? Do you want, there's all these extra inspectors we can have come in. Do you want a roof specialist to come in and inspect the home? We have all these people that we can bring in to do your inspections, but it starts with your general inspection because you don't want to pay extra for all these others to come out unless your main inspector is like, hey, there's a problem here. So that's kind of how we start out. And then we have until the end of the due diligence period to work something out with them. So kind of once we get that report back, we are going to discuss what's important, what we want to ask to be fixed. Are you asking for money to be taken off the asking price? Are you asking for more money at closing? If we have that room there, that is kind of what we discuss. What happens next is I will send over an amendment to address concerns. So I will type up an amendment to address certain concerns from the inspection report. You will sign it, and I send that to the listing agent along with a copy of the inspection showing the issues. Once I send that to the listing agent will send that to her seller, who is going to read over it and either say, yes, I'll fix this. No, I won't fix this. Yes, I'll give you money. What if we meet in the middle? They may choose to fix bits and pieces of it. It all depends on how it's going. So we need to really sit down and discuss what is your hard line. This has to be fixed or we are walking. If there is one, I've had multiple inspections where people don't have anything with, there's not really hardline issue. There's just things that they would like to be fixed. And, we've negotiated that into their deal as well. So, that is kind of what to expect when you're inspecting. If we do need to call in other inspectors after seeing the first inspection, we will. We 100% will. I will do my best to find the best in the area that you're shopping in to come in and inspect whatever issues we may find and have specialists come look at it. I've done this many times before. I've had to have a structural engineer come in and inspect the beams in a home in the attic because someone had went up there and cut them. So there's all kinds of things that you can see visually, but again, there can always be issues that you don't see. The inspector's going to check your water, so the water does have to be on. That is something that has delayed several of my houses, is people like to shut the water off in vacant homes so the pipes don't freeze during the winter. And the counties are not always the speediest to turn those back on. So that is kind of some of the things that we must have. A lot of times they'll check the appliances too. If there's a refrigerator in the house, they'll just check the temperature and see how it is to let you know. 9 times out of 10, it's really hard to negotiate a refrigerator because most sellers are like, you can just go get your own. Like, we're not fixing that or replacing it. But it doesn't mean we can't try. They're going to check your microwave, your stoves, just a general, is this okay? They're going to make sure all the windows open. Yeah, so that's kind of how your inspection will work. And this is just a brief uh spill into inspections. So everyone is different, every inspection's different, and I just know how scary it is to read one, but after reading many, many inspections, it is much less scary to me. When you talk to the inspector afterwards, a lot of times they can relieve a lot of your fears. So that's what we are going for. This is one of the scariest parts of buying a house, but we will get there. Another great thing is keep your inspection. It is a great tool of things to fix, like your hunting to-do list after you move in.